Okay.
What's going on?
Do we ever know?
Episode 5. Oh, right. One more time.
You got it.
Episode 5 of the
Episode
Unmapped
5.
Soul podcast. We have another guest. Oh, why am I? Sophia.
Hi.
Welcome, Sophia.
Welcome to my channel, you guys.
Have you seen our podcast?
Yes.
The first episode?
Yeah.
So this is our 5th episode now, and we've kind of I'm kind of designated as the host.
Okay.
Because
Oh.
because Mo has ADHD, so he has
Yeah.
trouble steering the
Who
conversation.
doesn't? This economy?
Yeah, no, I think, I don't know anyone who doesn't have ADHD, actually.
Maybe me.
I don't know
No,
about that.
Okay, anyway.
I
So,
don't know about that.
Sophia, do you want to introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Sophia. What's so funny?
Nothing.
What's so funny?
Nothing. We're serious.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Sophia. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I model here in Korea for 3.5 years now.
Okay. And
And what's your take?
what brought you to Korea? What was the reason you wanted to come to Korea?
So I first came to Korea in 2019 with my friends, and it was my first ever time here. I had just graduated high school, and I had moved out of Georgia for a few months, and then I came to Korea for vacation, and I liked it so much that I definitely wanted to come back here. So for like another year, I would just come for 3 months, leave, come for 3 months, leave, until I could figure out a visa situation, right? So I really wanted to go to university here, actually, but that didn't work out. That's like a whole nother can of worms that I could complain about for hours. But like, I didn't end up going to university here, and at first that was a really big blow to me because growing up, like, education was so important in my family, and like in high school I was under like a lot of pressure. Like, I was in National Honor Society, Beta Club. I was like top of my class in a lot of classes, and like I graduated, I think, magna cum laude in high school. So I was like always expected to go to university, you know? But I ended up just literally coming here on an E6 visa, which is for the entertainment industry. And I never went to university, and I just started a creative career here, which was like, it felt very, of course, uncertain, you know, because it's not a stable job, right? But after this amount of time, like, I am pretty stable now, and it's just really nice. But it was difficult. It was very difficult in the beginning. And I think everyone could say similar things about starting in the entertainment industry.
Okay. So, I want you to take me back to your mindset when you were in high school
Yeah.
or just graduated. So you said you came to Korea and you fell in love with it here, but your family emphasized education.
Yeah.
Were they okay with you deciding to come here and pursue modeling, or how did
No.
that go with your family? I can
No.
imagine how difficult that
Yeah,
was.
so I would say that, you know, obviously I'm here, right? So in the end, in a way, they did allow me to come, in a way. My mom was the most supportive of me always. She always told me, like, you know, go for it, do what you want. She just expects me to still be, you know, good at it, right? But my mom did always tell me, like, she knows I get really overwhelmed and want to do really well at the beginning. So she would always tell me, like, you know, one day at a time, like, how did the ant eat the elephant, right? One bite at a time. Like, it can't, she always told me that because
fair.
she knew that
That's very
I
true.
get really stressed,
Oh,
right?
okay.
But yeah, my mindset back then, basically, like, I just really wanted to leave the U.S., right?
Okay. Oh.
I really wanted to live in a different country. Right when I graduated high school, I moved to Colorado to be with my aunt for a few months. And I wanted to work there and earn a lot of money, right? Because the wage was higher in Colorado at that time. But that didn't work out either. I felt like so frustrated. Nothing was working out. Because I applied for so many jobs when I lived in Colorado, but my background check back in Georgia was being blocked, and I didn't know. so I wasn't ever able to like secure a job there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And that was so strange. But for
What
4
kind of
months,
jobs were you applying for?
just basic ones, you know, Banana Republic, Starbucks, Target.
But they still run background checks like that?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do. So basically, that was just a whole big pain in my butt for months. And I was just looking forward to my trip to Korea at the fall. So then I came here, and it was like just so different from anywhere I had ever lived. Like, I could walk around at 2 a.m. in the morning and not worry about being murdered. That was crazy. And, you know, like, everything is just so readily available here. It felt like there would be lots of opportunity if I came here, lots of new things.
Yeah.
So, because as a kid, like, I lived in Florida and Georgia and, you know, traveled to Alabama a lot to see my grandparents. And so I had only lived in the South, which is very different from other places in America, but still, like, that was my experience. And then I lived in Denver for a few months. And even Korea is so different from Denver. So I had considered actually going to university in Germany before I came to Korea. I was supposed to go to Germany and Korea that year. But funnily enough, my dad would not allow me to go to Germany.
Only Korea?
He forbade it.
Oh, what?
Okay, really?
Interesting.
And isn't that interesting? Because, yeah, it was,
Anyway.
I won't say everything, but it was just very interesting because, I don't know, like, especially for someone like my dad, Korea would be more odd originally, you know? But he knew that I was studying Korean, and he knew that I had some friends here. I did have friends in Germany too, though. But for some reason, he just wasn't okay with me going to Germany. I really don't know why, but...
Has he been there before?
No, he hasn't been anywhere outside the U.S. except Mexico. So, anyways, I ended up coming here, right? I loved it. I couldn't believe there was a city like this, right? I'd always dreamed of, like, public transportation.
No, we don't have that in America.
We
You
only
didn't ride
have...
the cat buses?
Oh,
And Marta?
Marta, get that out of here. I don't ever want to hear that word again. All I can smell is like urine when you say that, and late buses when you say that.
It's terrible.
So it's so strange to me. Like, when I was a kid, do you know I thought there was a train that went across the U.S.? I don't know why, but I thought that.
There should
Well,
be.
it's like Polar Express, but you're like...
I mean, of course I watched Polar Express, but
There should be, though, honestly.
No, really, I thought there was, because I just thought that was such, like, yeah, of course there's a train.
Yeah, right,
That goes across the U.S.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't
We have
there be?
highways. Like, why don't we
I
have a
feel
train?
like it's because there used to be a train that did that.
Oh, in like the...
I thought it still
like
existed.
early, probably 1900s or something like
Yeah,
that.
I thought it still existed.
I mean, it should.
And,
I think
yeah.
they just use it for cargo.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Is because I also grew up around a lot of train tracks, and I knew that they didn't have people on them. But like, I just assumed there was a train that people rode.
Actually,
Anyway,
yeah, I feel like in Georgia there's a bunch of just like tracks.
No, there is, but like I don't know what they're doing. Anyways,
When
when
I
I
went-
came to Korea and they had that stuff, I was like, you guys.
Trains?
So you you really like the public transportation?
Yes,
for one
I
thing.
did, because I don't have my license. I never
shit.
wanted to learn how to drive. I like had so many fights with my family about this because I'm just scared of driving cars. Like, and I grew up in cars so much, like in my life, like 9-hour trips from Georgia to Florida every freaking month, and I just couldn't like take it anymore. I didn't want to be in any more cars, like seriously, and I didn't want to own a car, drive one. It just was like nothing I ever wanted to do. Like, it was a big deal for me. For other people, they just do it, you know?
Yeah.
They just get a car, they do their license and everything. But I was so stubborn about that. I don't even know why. But I just wouldn't do it. So,
Oh, yeah.
like, when I came, yeah, for real, I was so stubborn. Actually, like, I can't believe, like, when I was 18, I was just like, no. And I just left.
I'm going to Korea.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can't do anything in the U.S.
You
with
can't
a
do
car.
anything.
You literally can't
No,
do anything.
this is why I was going insane at my house all the time. Like, I actually felt like I was going insane. So, all I just did was, at that time, I guess, like, study Korean, and I mean, I like read whatever, and like just planned on how to move here. So after coming here on trips, I actually didn't move to Korea right away, even though I really wanted to. My boyfriend, he decided to go to school in Miami, Florida, which I felt was really random, but like we did it anyways. Actually, like I lived in Miami for a year right before I moved to Korea. And that was a really hard time for me because I was working 2 jobs, and I just, obviously in Miami as well, we didn't have a car, right? Which was so hard.
Yeah, wow.
So like I lived really close to where I worked, thankfully, so every day I walked to work. And Miami is beautiful, but honestly, like the gap there between rich and poor people is insane. Like I think for me, I was still lucky because we lived together. So obviously, like, we're splitting rent, we're splitting this, but I would have to walk like 25 minutes from Target carrying all my bags of groceries back to the apartment. And like, that was just a funny time because I guess that's like what being in your early 20s is like. But it was really crazy for me because like all I just did was think of that as like a in-between phase. Like I never wanted to stay there. I would pet sit for like really wealthy people that lived in Miami, and I just couldn't believe those people were real. They're so like in their own world. And I just really missed Korea. Like I knew that Miami wasn't a type of city that I wanted to keep living in. Like it is beautiful, and South Beach is probably my favorite part in Miami, but like I just didn't vibe with the people there. Like I didn't make any friends in Miami.
Really?
Only like one girl who I used to work with at the ice cream store, and she was from Italy. Like she won the visa lottery to come to the U.S. and that's how she came. And she was lovely. But so like we finally decided to move back to Korea, and so he went back first, and I went back to Georgia, and I lived with my family for a few more months while I was trying to get my E6 visa. So obviously, because university wasn't working out, I was looking at other visa options. And I had always, since I was little, like, kind of wanted to try modeling because I grew up, like, watching America's Next Top Model and The Face and everything, but I never actually thought I could do it because, of course, in, like, the Western market, I'm not that tall, and, like, I don't have, like, crazy bone structure, you know? So when I first came here, I didn't know how it would work out, to be honest. I had a bunch of savings ready in place, and that's really important. Like I know so many people want to move here because I was one of those people, and I would spend hours on YouTube like watching different people who had moved here on different visas. And the funny thing is like even at that time it was so gatekeepy. Like I remember watching countless YouTube videos, and no one was saying what type of visa they had, and no one was saying who gave it to them. Like, I remember watching this one girl who modeled here, and she was driving me up the wall because she had 3 different videos about, like, living in Korea, right? And it was a Q&A, right? It was like, how I got my visa. That hoe never told you how she got my visa. I was
wow, it's a Q&A.
Is she still here? Who is it?
Nothing.
Who is it? We want to know.
No.
She's still
but
here.
do you know what she would say? I was like, I actually rewound it several times because I was like, you didn't even answer the question. Like someone would say, oh, how'd you get your visa? And she just said, oh, my friend who has a company gave it to me.
Oh my god.
That isn't an answer. And every time someone would like ask what type of visa she had, I swear I don't even recall if she actually said it's an E6. Like, I get that, you know, some type of those redundant questions can be irritating because if you go to the Korean embassy website, you can see all the different types of visas. I get it. But what's wrong with, like, one of your viewers asking you what type of visa you have if all your content is about living in Korea? Like, I will just say it because the truth is, like, it's actually not easy to even get. Like, even if everybody wants one, they're not just handing them out.
Yeah.
Like, I have lived here now for almost like 4 years, and I've extended my visa several times. And every year it's like a whole process. Like, you have to prove that you're working here, right? You have to give the immigration office proof so that they feel the need to extend your visa. So, because basically, like, if you want to come here to work, you have to show that, like, there's a need for that. Like, your agency or your, like, sponsoring company, they have to basically be like, we want her to be here.
Yep.
Because why else would some, like, country give you a visa, you know? And Korea is not even, like, one of the hardest countries to get a visa in. Like, it's still relatively easy. You do have to put in some effort. Like, here I have plenty of friends who are teachers, students, office workers. And, like, every year it can be a stress because, like, for E6 you have to renew it every year, right? And basically, like, I've had many different experiences with renewing my visa, but I know so many people have countless questions, and I just never really do videos like that because I don't really feel like the need. But I remember, like, I put in the effort to get my visa, so I feel like it's actually not that difficult, Like, things change because since I've been here, many modeling agencies who give visas don't give them anymore. Because there was lots of drama not too long ago with the immigration office and modeling agencies here, because there was a time when they were just handing those things out like candy. But the problem is, like, obviously, no offense, but, like, 200 new people who get an E6, there genuinely isn't enough work for you, right? Like, there's already a stable community here of entertainers, and what a lot of people also don't know is that there's E6, right? Long-term entertainment visa, but then there's a C4, which is short-term.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Okay, so C4 is actually a big, like, part of this community because they stay for 3 months, okay? I don't know if there's some people who stay for 6 months anymore, but I've kind of heard about it. But basically, like, big agencies here who mostly do, like, high fashion or have lots of partnerships in Europe, they only have C4 models. This is gonna be, like, the models who do, like, runway and also big brands, and also, like, they're really tall, right? They are, like, a large community here who gets a lot of the work, even though they're
really?
short term. Yeah. So, like, even I'm constantly in competition with them. And so it's different, like, if you want to come here short term versus long term. Like, I have friends on C4. You are able to keep getting a C4, but then that's a whole nother, like, fish to fry, because if you keep doing C4, you might not be able to get an E6.
And I feel like the E6 sets you up to get, like, a permanent visa, right? But C4 not as much, I imagine.
C4 isn't permanent. I don't think you get insurance. Because even if you get an E6, when you first get it, you have to wait 6 months to apply for insurance.
Oh, yeah. I think, okay.
Yeah, so, like, there's lots of details concerning this, and I think for me, it just became my life now. Like, in the beginning, it was really hard to establish myself, especially since my first agency didn't really help me at all. Like, all they did basically was bring me here and give me a visa, and they took one round of photos for me, but that's all. Like, they didn't tell me how to make a comp card. They didn't tell me where to go to castings. I had to figure that out all by myself. So it took me, when I first came here, I didn't have a job for 3 months.
Wow.
3 months. And obviously I wasn't expecting that, right?
Yeah.
Like, but thank God I had savings.
Mm.
And yeah, at that time, like, it was crazy. I was living in near Shinnim, which is where a lot of like E6 people live because the rent is cheap.
Mm.
And like, you know, lots of people make jokes like, "Oh, I want to move out of Shinnim." Because that's the dream. That means like you made it. Yeah.
That's crazy to hear that, because like the juxtaposition from like who you are that we met, right? Because like just if I just think of your Instagram, right? Everyone that meets you through us, everyone's like, dude, she works so much. Like you're always posting
You're
like
always
photos, like you're working so much now. And also, I think me and Mo have talked about this on this podcast, even like we're people that are trying to kind of get in this creative space, right? So even when we met someone like you, we kind of just saw you as someone that's like been made for this, right? So hearing about how you didn't see yourself as a model and you had like some struggles with that yourself, like that's interesting to hear, because it's like we never even saw that.
Totally, like I could just say so much about that in itself, because like I have changed a lot since I moved here. Like obviously because my job is a model, I'm constantly caring about my appearance. Like, and I know so many girls here who like get a lot of surgery, and like even myself, like I haven't had surgery, but I do, you know, get like Botox here and there, and like even there's like Botox you can get for your shoulders, like if your muscle here is really tense and like it's large, because here they prefer like a straight like 90 degree. So even
people get Botox for that?
Yes, so like that's a
crazy.
whole nother thing that we could talk about another day. But if we want to focus on like, you know, coming here, visas, like trying to enter the entertainment industry, yeah, it's crazy. Because like you said, like even I noticed, this is a whole like other idea I had recently, right? I realized that people's perception of me is so crazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I'm kind of tunnel vision.
Aren't you from Thailand?
Oh, yeah. It's actually Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Excuse you. Yeah, because...
We're going to find that YouTube
oh
comment and put it up
I'll
here.
find it for you. But, yeah, it's just so crazy to me, because I've basically just been so focused on myself and, like, trying to get more work, trying to, like, curate my image, curate my social media so that I can get more jobs. Because I do get lots of jobs through in like Instagram DMs. And so I try to like show pictures and videos that Korean companies like, because then you get more jobs, right? And it took me a long time to learn this, and I'm still like learning how to do it better, right? But it is very funny to me, because since I've just been kind of focused on my own self for so long, which is nice, because I used to always just care what other people thought, you know? It's hard not to, especially when your like whole job is surrounding what people think about you. But I've noticed, especially lately, that lots of people like, they see me once, or they see my Instagram, and they'll just think like I've never had a hard day in my life.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy, because it's like, guys, that's literally Instagram. Guys, that's literally Instagram.
No.
Like, and I'll have people tell me like, oh, you know, like I thought you were so like intimidating. I thought you were so like, you know, you're always busy, and like you have so much work, and like they just think, I don't even know what they think. They think I'm like some person who's not real. I've had people tell me that, like, on your Instagram you don't look like a real person.
Really?
And I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, how do you take that?
But I think I can even say that's something we appreciate about you, because I think we even talked on this before, like, even people who, like, you do work a lot, like, first, like, you were working before you even came here, right? But you still made the time to, like, stop by and, like, come on the podcast. And, like, I don't think there's ever been a time where we've asked to hang out or something and you were like, oh, no, I'm busy, right? Even though you are busy, right? You always squeeze it in. And people who are not as busy as you definitely make excuses to like not hang out, or there's like the whole like yaksok culture in Korea,
Oh,
right? Where it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
yeah, it's like you have to
Yeah, oh,
schedule
yeah.
2 or 3 weeks in advance to hang out with
Yeah.
someone.
No, see, oh my god, yeah. I have that problem here with like Koreans who I want to be friends with. Like I don't know where this disconnect comes from, but like after living here for so long, I would say I only have like 3 Korean friends, and I don't see them that often. Like I see my foreign friends way more often. I don't know, it's just like easier with us. We just say, "Hey, I want to get lunch," and then we go get lunch.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel like for Koreans, if you want to be like that, you have to have known them since they were a child or something.
Yeah.
Like-
Every Korean I meet that has like a best friend is from middle school or high school.
Yeah.
That's like their best friend, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I think a lot of people have this misconception that like models here just have it so easy, and that we're just like, you know, have some perfect life or something. I've even had many people, like I've heard them like talk about me, and they think that I'm just like here on my parents' money, and that like, you know, I have this super nice apartment because my parents bought it for me, and that's how I came here, blah blah blah, when literally none of that is true at all. I never got money from my parents, actually, ever. Like I send them money, actually. And it's just funny because like I understand if you don't know me that maybe you can think that, but it just isn't the truth. So like at the end of the day, it's just really useless having those thoughts about people you don't know, because you didn't even ask, you know. And like I worked really hard to get where I am right now, and like I'm happy about it. But like also I'm still pretty young, and like I have lots of like aspirations, you know. And like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And like for you guys, like you want to enter the entertainment industry, right? And like it's really possible. It's just that everyone has to find their niche, you know.
Yeah.
Like when I first came here, I was aimlessly like wandering around, going to castings, you know, and you really got to think about what you're trying to do. You can't just hope that, you know, somebody will just choose you purely because they see you once and think, yeah. Because that can happen to some people, but like if you want to long term think about what you want to do in the entertainment industry, then I think you gotta plan a bit better. Because for me, things started getting better once like I, you know, decided like what is the image role that I can fill here in this market. In this market, what can I contribute, you know?
What is that?
I would say right now, the most amount of jobs I do are like beauty and lookbook. So for like cosmetics brands and fashion brands, right? Even earlier today, like I went to a pop-up of a brand that I had modeled for, and today was the first time I saw my picture like in person somewhere.
Oh, that's
So
that
that was
really?
great.
Oh, wow.
It was really great. Like, and I walked in, and the brand people, like, you know, they recognized me, and they were so sweet to me, saying like, you know, I pose so well, and like
Facts.
it really meant a lot to me, because when I was first starting, like, of course I didn't know how to pose. Like I was so awkward.
That is so hard.
Camera.
Like I did my first little like photo shoot
Yeah.
thing, and like I didn't know what to do. Like
I
at
think
all.
what is really important is honestly just like getting the ability to imagine a photo of yourself and what you want it to look like. Because when I'm at a shoot now, I know what I look like in the camera most of the time, even if I can't see the monitor, because I've just done it now so much that I know, like, I can tell when the lighting's gonna be bad and I'm gonna look crazy, because certain lighting like makes my like under eyes look more baggier, and I have like a crooked nose naturally, so like I know how to pose to like make it less obvious. And like also my bottom lip is naturally uneven as well. So like I fixed that with makeup by myself so people can't tell. But like oh my god. Do you know?
Are these things that you're just thinking about, or is it like
People
feedback?
matter.
Does it actually
people
matter?
it matters. Like
Who's telling you this?
No, literally clients have told me this and like
Really?
yeah, like it seems like it might like in real life the thing is it doesn't matter. In real life it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if this is your job and you see pictures of yourself all the time, you'll learn over time like where your flaws are, right? And like the thing is, I have most photographers in Korea prefer this side of my face because of my nose and everything. But there are some photographers who prefer this side. So it depends, but also a part of this job is to like know the client, what they want, and know what you can do to like make the shoot go smoother. Cuz there's just so many times where you know, I basically like am on autopilot because I already know like what's in their mind, and if they're like unhappy about something, they might try to fix it, but I know what to do like without having to tell them, and then it just goes more smoothly. It's like actually a lot of mental gymnastics in this industry. Because it's entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Like basically your whole job is to just either like look good or make people like entertained. So
That's what I was kind of telling you about my experience, right?
Oh,
I can't go into, right? But that was like
yeah.
the thing I did, like the whole time I couldn't understand how the Koreans were thinking or what they wanted, and that was like really frustrating, and I think it kind of led
it
to
is frustrating because this was your first job,
yeah,
you said?
yeah.
That'll be why, because at my first job, I was so awkward. Thank God I wasn't the only model there. Actually, it's so funny now that I think about it. Like, my first ever job was for the BTS commercial for their expo in Busan. And
Okay.
it was like we were playing a crowd of people, right? And it was just so funny because there I met many of my current friends now at that first job, and I just remember being so awkward. I felt like an imposter. I was like, oh my god, everyone here already knows each other. They're already friends, and they've probably lived here for years, and they all did. Those were all true. But like, it didn't feel good in that moment. Like I was so shy. And I was so awkward, and I was just there with my makeup bag, like, I don't know what I was doing.